Alright, let's talk about parasites. First, let's just talk about what kind of symptoms you might have if you have parasites. But first, remember that like 9 out of 10 people in the entire world have parasites. So you don't need to have traveled to a foreign country. You can get them from your pets. You can get them from sushi. You can get them from vegetables and fruit that aren't well washed. So who knows where I picked up my parasites. But that's not really the point. You can pick them up. And it's honestly just a normal fact of life that we pick up parasites. And in ancient cultures, they actually used to detox from parasites every year. Wonder where we lost that. So, I'm going to be doing that from now on because I do not want this experience again. The worst symptoms that I had, I didn't even know were related to parasites. And that was the amount of negative thoughts that I had to deal with. It was like I could not control the negative thoughts. They were just bombarding me. The other thing that I noticed, which was really interesting, it was like my brain fog came back. I'd actually gotten rid of brain fog at one point. I had stopped like forgetting words that I wanted to say. But when I had parasites, I would switch around words in ways that I never had a problem before talking. You can still see like a little bit, but it's a lot better than it was. I am not done with my journey, but what I'm doing is working, so I wanted to just make this video. The other thing that I noticed was my mood. Like, I felt very depressed, which is not me at all. I felt very unmotivated, also not me. And it was just like I was stuck under this dark cloud, and I was like, what on earth is going on? So parasites cause mood problems. And the reason why there's a lot of negative thoughts that can happen when you have parasites is because parasites can actually connect in with your central nervous system and basically, in a sense, generate negativity. Because parasites thrive in a negative environment. They love it. So they're going to create it by talking to your nervous system, which is nuts. It's crazy. And really irritating. I'm like, I would like to be in control of my brain. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm so glad that I am getting out from under this dark cloud. Because it's been really, really, really hard. So, that is one of the main things that I noticed that I didn't even realize was connected to parasites. But as I was going through the detox, like, my brain came back online. It was amazing. The other thing is you can have skin problems. You might have a weird rash. It might even be eczema. It could be dandruff. It could be itching on the scalp. Doesn't really matter, but weird skin problems can be related to parasites. Hormone issues can also be related to parasites. Parasites are actually at the root of Lyme and Epstein-Barr virus, which I was also dealing with and I'm working on killing off right now. And parasites also are a vibrational match for trauma. So if you have had trauma in your life and you haven't processed it and cleared it from the body, your body could be vibrating in such a way that parasites just thrive in that environment. Also, if your body is acidic, the parasites are going to thrive. So you want your body to be moving towards alkaline and not be acidic, because parasites, fungus, bacteria, viruses, all of those thrive in an acidic environment. Okay, other things you might notice is you might notice digestive problems. That would be very common. Liver issues, definitely. And parasites really can go anywhere if they're not taken care of. They can even like get into the brain, is what I have heard. So it's kind of not something that you want to just let go and just, be in you. But I know that there can be some fear and some discomfort about like taking them on. I definitely felt that. I felt overwhelmed at first. I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I don't even know where I'm going to start. And then I would read some things from people who are dealing with parasites, and they'd be like, oh, they moved to this area of the body, and I'm like, oh, sheesh. So, if you're gonna take care of parasites, you need to go all in and really commit, okay? That's really key. Like, commit to getting rid of them and commit to going all in and doing all the things as much as possible, because that's going to give you the best chance at killing these darn things. Okay, so let's talk about, we've talked about what kind of symptoms they could cause. There's more. There is like a long list of things that parasites can cause. So if yours are not in there, but you're like still resonating with the idea that maybe you have them, then don't like be like, oh, well, I don't have any of these symptoms that you talked about in the video, so I don't have them, because that's not necessarily true. And you could pay, you know, $300 to $500 for a stool test to figure out if you actually have parasites or not. Or you could just work on detoxing and see if you have parasites, if you're not sure. And honestly, I might just recommend that. Like, put your money into actually getting rid of them versus first finding out, do I have them? Because you're going to see them if you have them, and then you'll know, right? You'll be like, oh, I was on the right track. I don't know. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I muscle tested myself to see if I had parasites, and it came up yes. And as I've been doing the detox, well, I was right. And I've also muscle tested that what I'm doing is working. I also had another naturopathic doctor just double check, and he's like, whatever you're doing is working. So I'm like, good, like this is working, and I'm already feeling so much better, especially in my brain. That's like the first thing. Oh, the other really annoying symptom that you could have is you could have an itchy butthole. Ugh. Yeah, because they like to like go down there and lay their eggs, which I know is gross. But so I'm sorry if it's TMI, but here we are talking about parasites, and we're just going to have to deal with that. So let's talk about what to do. What I've done. I'm going to share what I've done, and then you guys can do whatever you want. Alright, so one of the first things that I got is the Parafree, and you want to just get all your stuff together and start all at once. And also look at your calendar, okay? Look at your calendar, pick a 3-week period that covers the full moon and the new moon, because that is when the parasites are most active. So plan when you start so you can go over both dates. Do you see what I mean? Because new moon is when parasites lay their eggs, okay? So you want to be really hitting them during this time period, and you actually want to commit to a 3-month detox, because you've got to hit these things at every life cycle, and that's a 3-month thing. I know, not exceedingly fun, but important. Okay, so Parafree is these huge gel capsules that have essential oils in them. And these essential oils, I am telling you, are majorly powerful, and parasites hate them. So what this has in it is it has sesame oil, cumin oil, olive oil, anise, fennel, vetiver, bay laurel, nutmeg, tea tree, thyme, clove. Clove actually dissolves parasite eggs, so that's super cool. Ocotea, oh, they hate Ocotea. Dorado azul, tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, lemongrass, patchouli. I mean, the stuff in here is like whatever's going on with your gut, it's gonna take care of. Like, you're gonna feel amazing. So what you want to do is you want to do 3 capsules of this morning and night, and do it for 3 weeks. Then take 1 week off, and then start again for another 3 weeks, okay? And I know that this is a little bit on the pricey side, but I'm telling you, it is one of the most powerful things in my entire arsenal, and I would not be skipping this. I would not. I would skip other things before I would skip this. Okay, then I also grabbed this $10 bottle of Wormwood Capsules, because I read a lot of people had really good success combining these. So what I did is 3 capsules of this in the morning and night, and 3 capsules of this at lunchtime. And they just look like this. I will put the link to these in the comments. I wouldn't recommend just doing wormwood, but I definitely recommend putting them together. The other thing I did is inner defense, because I'm also dealing with Epstein-Barr virus, and I muscle tested that my body wanted inner defense for both parasites and Epstein-Barr. And this has extra clove oil. So this has clove, lemon, eucalyptus, rosemary, cinnamon, as well as oregano, thyme, and lemongrass, which are all like major good at killing stuff, which is what you want. Okay, so what we're here for is killing things. So I would just take, so I wanted 2 of these every day, so I'd take one morning and night. Okay, now the thing that's important when you are starting to do a parasite detox is you may experience die-off symptoms if your detox pathways are not doing well. And detox pathways can be lymph, it can be digestive system. Those are the 2 main ones. Your lungs are also in the detox pathway. Your liver is another important one. So liver, digestive system, and lymph. You want them to be functioning at their best. Now, I will tell you that I started this before I had my digestive system functioning at its best. I was dealing with constipation. But when I muscle tested, part of it was the stupid parasite. So it was kind of like a catch-22. Like I could wait and try and get the constipation to go away, but it was kind of because of the parasites, and so I was stuck. So what I decided to do is I decided that I needed to do coffee enemas every single day to make sure that things were actually moving through so that I would have less die-off, okay? And I would recommend that if you are, worried about die-off, I would either just plan to get it and plan to do it like every 3 days, or like me, do it every day, at least for those first 3 weeks. I've kind of slowed down on them right now. I'm in my 4th week, so I'm kind of taking a break from some of these things, but I'm still muscle testing that I want coffee enemas. In fact, I need to do one today. I didn't get a chance to do one yesterday because we were out of town, so I do need to do it today. So, I thought I was the person who was like, I am never putting coffee up my butt. And here we are. So don't say never, okay? Alright, we're going to talk about this, okay? Alright, so this is the coffee that I get. You want to get organic coffee. Don't just put anything up there because it absorbs real good when it's in the colon, which is what you want, because when you put coffee up that area, it actually opens up your bile ducts in your liver. So this is actually going to really benefit your liver, as well as move things through your digestive system. So win, and it also helps kill parasites when it's put up there. So win. So you really do want to do coffee enemas, even though they sound horrible. And it'll take you a hot minute, but you will figure it out, I promise. Okay, use lots of coconut oil as lube, okay? Alright, you did not think we were going to be talking about this, but here we are. So I also got this bucket. This is my bucket. So it doesn't have any plastic parts here. And then it's got, the silicone part. So that way, I'm not getting any BPA or stuff from the plastic up there. And this is organic, and it's also specifically for enemas. So this is not for tasting good. But I do about 3 tablespoons of this in about 3 cups of water. I boil it. Once it comes to a boil, I turn it down and I let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. And then I put it in here. You always want to make sure that you get the coffee grounds out. So use a filter, get the coffee grounds out, and then I add some cool water to cool it down. You do not want to be putting it up there hot. You want, lukewarm is good. So test it on your wrist before you try and put it up, okay? Guys, this stuff is amazing. I think I'm like addicted and hooked. It's a weird thing to say. But my liver is so much happier now. And there was a time in my detox period that there were a couple days where I did not feel good. Like, I was just like slightly nauseous, slight headache, and I just felt really off. Nothing sounded good to eat, especially not anything with fat. And I barely ate those 2 days. I just felt really off. And I think it could have been die-off. Could have been. Also tired. That was the other thing. Tired. And I think it was die-off. And I think the other piece of it was that my liver was detoxing. Because when I would do this at night, like, it smelled really, 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 really bad. Not like the other times. And that was like 2 days of just like, ooh, not cool. But after that, I felt so much better. And I think also I was releasing liver flukes from my liver as well. So it was like everything. That's fine. Okay, the other thing that I did is lemon water every day. Because remember how I talked about an acidic body. So you want to get your body alkaline. You're like, well, lemons are acidic, Rochelle. So lemons are really cool. They are acidic when they enter the body, and when they hit the colon, or the small intestine, when they hit the small intestine, it turns alkaline. So it actually will move your body into the alkaline state. Coffee is acidic, by the way. Which I know seems like a weird thing, but when you're doing coffee down here is different than when you're doing coffee up. Okay? Ask me how, I'm not sure, but it is different. So lemon water. What I do is I literally take a whole lemon, I peel it. If you get organic, you can use the rind. I haven't got organic, I'm sorry, but I haven't. So I peel it, I pop it into a blender, I put 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a tablespoon of honey, because that also helps things move in all the places. A pinch of salt, because you want those electrolytes. And I do a little bit of cayenne pepper, because cayenne pepper is really good for your heart and just getting your blood to move. And your blood's really important for detoxification. So I just put a pinch of that. You can't even taste it. And I just fill it with water. I blend it up. I add more water to it. You know, so I'm basically having like a quart of lemon juice. It tastes really good. And I just drink that every morning. Mostly every morning. There were a couple mornings I skipped. But mostly every morning I drink that, and I've been trying to skip my coffee. Which is kind of sad. But it's okay. I'm trying to get my body into alkaline, and it's taking a bit. So my body is very acidic apparently, and I had no idea. But it explains a lot, right? Okay. The other thing that I got is I got a castor oil pack. Yet another thing that I said I would never do. Don't say never. Okay. So I got this castor oil pack, and I kind of went high quality. Because I didn't want one that had plastic on it. I wanted something, because when you're putting castor oil on your skin, it's absorbing real well, and I didn't want plastic on there also absorbing the BPAs and the toxins. So I kind of went a little bit expensive, but I'm really glad I did because it's really easy to use. And I literally just take this organic golden castor oil, and you don't want castor oil that's in a plastic bottle, again, which a lot of them are. So I just went with this one, and I literally just take a cap, and I will just drizzle it on here, and I will put it over my liver and my intestines area. Your liver is on the right side under your rib cage, and I'll put that on there, and I will keep it on for at least an hour, and sometimes I just keep it on for quite a while. And this will actually help with your liver detoxing, it will help with your intestines detoxing, and it even helps your lymph. So you're hitting a lot of things when you add this in. Is this thing like the most important thing in this? No, this is not the most important thing that I'd add in. But it has helped my body, and my liver is much happier with everything that I've been doing. And then the last thing, well, 2 other things I've been doing is the Ionic foot baths. I do those every 2 to 4 days. And there are some days where I will take out my feet and let the water settle, and I can actually see teeny little parasites coming out of my feet, and little eggs. They're tiny, very, very tiny. So that also is killing them, because you are literally running a low electrical impulse through your body that zaps them, basically. So that's a great option, and it will help if you're having die-off symptoms, that you have things to get the toxins out, because that's what creates the die-off. When the parasites die, they release toxins. So that's why you don't feel good when you're killing them sometimes. If you're healthy, you'll probably not feel it as badly. So all of this is what I'm doing. And then the last thing that I'm doing is mind, body, spirit release clearings. Because you have to remember that trauma and stored emotions can be a vibrational match for parasites. And remember, they love negativity. And when you are in a negative space and your central nervous system is in fight or flight mode, which mine has been, then your body stores more negative emotions, and more negative emotions means happy environment for parasites. So I have combined that with my protocol, and I feel like that has made a major difference for me, because I know that Mind, Body, Spirit Release has been like a major player in other people's journeys with getting rid of parasites. So I'm really thankful that I just started doing it right at the beginning, because I think that this will take less time. I'm still planning for it to be 3 months, but there are people that have been trying to kill these for a much longer time. And of course they're dealing with Lyme and all this other stuff. And when you add in clearing negative emotions and blocks to positive emotions, and you add that into your protocol, you massively improve the body's ability to heal. So I've done clearings and like liver will come up, right? Well, then my liver was like, okay, let's let go of this stuff. So, you know, there is a reason why you're dealing with what you're dealing with, and it always comes to emotional root cause. So if you can also deal with the emotional side as you're dealing with the physical side, you're going to have a bomb combination. Bomb, okay? So I'm going to put links below for the different things that I grabbed off of Amazon and some other places so you know what I recommend. And I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have questions, just message me.